All right. Well, happy Sunday, Patriots. Depending on what time zone you're in, it's still morning here in Dallas, but I know that on the East Coast, it's afternoon. So, anyways, I wanted to come on here to talk about keeping America safe because of what's been going on with the left agenda. It really is a disease, and it is a disease that's been going on for several years, but now is reaching its peak. And the reason why it's reaching its peak is really twofold. The reason why it's reaching its peak is because many patriots, especially in the United States, because remember, you don't have to be in the United States to be a patriot, okay? Many patriots have given up. And the reason I know is because I get messages from people who proclaim to be a patriot, but have also said they guess there's just no, it's not going to happen. I will remind everybody that has gone that direction to rethink that, because believe me when I tell you, the aspect of what made our country great, which essentially put the world in a better position. See, when America thrives, the world thrives, right? So I'll tell you what doesn't make America great, and what takes the disease that I'm talking about, and it really it weakens us from the inside out. Remember what Abraham Lincoln said. He said, if America ever went down, it would be from within. Well, that's what's going on right now, because the leftist agenda is something that people are starting to buy into. And the reason why they're buying into it is because if you think about I'm sure most of you have heard of Karl Marx. Well, we have, unfortunately, and I know this because I've spoke with many field grade people that were field grade officers that are saying that many of our officers here in the United States of America have taken on a Marxist attitude. Now, how did they take on a Marxist attitude? Well, they took on a Marxist attitude. It started many years ago, and it's just infiltrated. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're infiltrating. So it always starts with wanting something for nothing. It really does. Because see, that's the agenda of the left. The agenda of the left, as I've been saying, is to give everybody more unemployment, to give everybody more food stamps, to take care of everybody, socialized medicine, you name it. That's really what they're all about. And to the observer who doesn't really understand what's going on, it sounds good. I mean, it really sounds good, especially to the younger generation. The younger generation thinks that socialism is the bomb, as they say. Well, if you really understand what that does, just ask people in Venezuela. Ask people in Venezuela how that works out. You can go anywhere here in the United States, and any of the cities like a Detroit. Detroit is in a horrible shape, and I'm not against Detroit. I'm just saying what they're allowing to happen there. Then you go out to California. There's places in California that I've seen pictures of towns, San Francisco being one, where it looks like a third world country. It's because of this socialist agenda. So you might say, okay, John, well, what do we do? What do we do? Well, you have to start standing up, and you have to not let this pervasive attitude to take over. Because what it does is it just takes a little bit here, a little bit there. It's like a dripping. It's like for instance, if you take cyanide, just a little bit of cyanide every day, it won't kill you right away, but it will kill you. So what I'm trying to say is what we're looking at right here is what's going on with America right now. The Biden illegitimate, because it's not legitimate, but the illegitimate administration that they have in place, to the young people and the uninformed, it looks like it's a pretty good idea, when in reality it's a prescription for death. And so I just hope enough people are either waking up to it. As most of you know, we have, and I don't take credit for this because I wasn't the one that set it up. One of my good friends set up a Facebook page, and if you have not gone to the Facebook page yet, it's under, I believe it's just listed as Patriot Network, okay? And it's listed as a blog, and if you go there, you'll see a lot of stuff being posted there. A lot of stuff is going to be about our country, and there'll be stuff in there about our business network. So that you'll get a little bit, but I'm looking at some of the messages that I'm getting from there, and I'm happy to say that there are people in other parts of the world that are waking up. One gentleman in particular told me that he had been under the delusion of the democratic socialist policies. So that's what I love, because I like waking people up. Now, there's some Americans, though, that live right here in our amazing country that are still asleep because they bought into this cancer. They bought into this whatever you want to call it. It's poison to me, because when you start to think that you're going to be able to thrive as a country when everything is given to you, I mean, really? Do you actually really believe this? I would hope there's not anybody that follows me here that really believes that you can thrive by getting things for free. Socialized medicine is a joke. I've talked with people just in Canada, and they tell me that the doctors there are horrendous. Now, I'm not saying every doctor, because somebody wants to pick out, well, I know one that's not. You might know one that's not. But the majority that tell me, they say that the doctors in Canada, and we're just talking right here in North America, okay? Well, not America, but the Canada's right next to us. That's what I'm trying to get at here. So the point being is when you have people who use socialism, socialized medicine, and then you have people that want food stamps and get excited when Biden says he's going to increase unemployment. That's the little bit of disease that starts to creep in. Because all of a sudden, you know what it does? Let me tell you what it does. Nobody wants to go to work then. I mean, why would you think about it? If somebody's going to pay you money to sit at home, I know people that say, man, I'm making more on unemployment than I was at my job, so why would I want to go back to my job? See, that's exactly what they want. That's exactly what they want. They want to keep you in broke mind. Now, this transitions over of what I've seen over the last few years to the way businesses are run. You take a look at any business that thrives. They don't promote free. They don't. I'll ask you this question. Does anybody out here know who Grant Cardone is? I'll wait to see if anybody knows who Grant Cardone is. By the way, have you got your water bottle yet? I'm telling you, I don't go anywhere without this. When we go on our walks, which we're going to be doing here in a little bit, I usually take this with me because the hydration. It gets pretty hot here in Texas. So let's see. I see a yes on Grant Cardone. Do you know that if you buy Grant Cardone, if you go to his site, which I don't make anything for promoting it, but I do believe in his philosophy, Grant Cardone actually has a spot that talks about where you can actually click and say, no, I don't want the discount. Now think about this. There's a mentality with this. If you're uninformed, you're thinking, well, heck yeah, why wouldn't I take the discount? But go to his website. You'll see what I'm talking about, where you can take the discount, but you have the option of saying, no, I'll pay full price. Okay? So Melissa Hunt, I was just listening to him the other day. Yeah. He's got two really great books, by the way, 10X and oh gosh, I got it right over here in let's see. It is called Be Obsessed or Be Average. There we go. Be Obsessed or Be Average. That's one of my favorite books. See, I get people that say that I'm too obsessed, and I say, you're absolutely right, I am. I'm obsessed with America. I'm obsessed with freedom, and you're not going to get freedom for free. Just like there's people out here that actually believe that if we they're fighting because why would we want to be in a war? Well, you notice that President Trump we weren't in one war during that time frame. Now, I didn't know this about 20 years ago, but every single war that America has ever been in is based on a deep state agenda. But here's what I will tell you about war. If you don't stand up for what you believe in, you're all going down. That's why I will stand up against anybody that tells me that America is not the greatest country in the world. So, like, for instance, when it comes to business, I already talked about Grant Cardone. I can go even deeper. I was listening to Bob Proctor. Some of you may know who that is. He talks about the fact that they purposely charge more than the average company. Did you hear what I just said? See, don't drop your prices. I know people think that's the way to go. Increase your quality and your value. Give more value, people will pay for value. When you start dropping your value, then people start wondering, what are you about? Just like I've had people that have looked at our business, the Patriot Business Network, and they say, oh, you know, that looks good, but it's too expensive. And I'm like, compared to what? Compared to what? If you want free, let me tell you this. If you want to have a free living, you have to invest in you, number one. Number two, you have to believe in standing up for what you believe in. Because if you don't stand up for what you believe in, you're all going down. And I refuse to participate in that. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is this: how do we keep America safe? We keep America safe by returning to the values that made it great. That's how you keep it great. Right now, and I know I'm not real popular with some, but this 1619 agenda, I mean, if you look at it, really look at it, I don't care what color you are when you look at this. If you really look at it, you will see a 1619 agenda with socialism built right into it. I promise you, if you look at it deep, you will see. Maybe not at the top, but as you dig down and go down and down and down, because what made America great is we the people, the Constitution of the United States, the Bill of Rights. That's what made America great. Just like I was talking to somebody about 2 weeks ago, and they wanted to try to convince me that it was the Republican Party. Now, that was back when we had a real Republican Party, by the way. But it was they tried to convince me that it was the Republican Party that was the reason for slavery. And I said to them, I said, are you aware that it was Abraham Lincoln that set the slaves free, right? And they were, yeah. And I'm like, well, you do know he was a Republican. And they're like, no, I didn't know that. You see what I'm saying? Ignorance. You listen to the wrong people. So in order to keep America safe, you got to start listening to people that know what the hell they're talking about, not people that just throw stuff out there, because that's what you'll get. The people that are on the left right now and still claim that they are a believer, like, for instance, I actually have people that tell me they're a Christian, but they believe in what the Socialist Party believes in. You know what the Socialist Party believes in? By the way, I'm talking about the Democratic Party. On their agenda is abortion. So wait a minute. How do you say you're a Christian and believe in abortion? I don't get it, but they do. Do you remember back in 2016 when they took God out of the DNC? I do. See, this is what I'm trying to say. They listen to the wrong people. Because they listen to the wrong people, and unfortunately there are some pastors out there. This is what makes my stomach turn, is there's some pastors that actually will tell you that the Democratic Party is that God stands up for that party as far as the believing in it. Then you have, I know I'm going to really get myself in a little bit of jam here, but I don't care, because I'm going to speak truth. If you're telling me that you're a Christian, but yet you believe in same-sex marriage, I don't know. I don't have any words for you. I really don't. It's not Adam and Steve. But there's a lot of people that say, well, you know, it's okay. Really? Ask God what he thought about that with Sodom and Gomorrah. I just thought I'd come on here on a Sunday afternoon and start sharing some ideas of how we can keep America great. And yes, by the way, happy Father's Day. I know there's a few people that have already reached out to me. Lori Love was one of them that actually called, and I was on the phone with somebody. Let me tell you something. I didn't grow up. My dad died when I was real young, very, very young. I was 4 years old when he passed away. Okay. So I don't really remember my dad, really minimal memory. Right. But I will tell you right now, if you want to see what will keep America safe, is let's get the fathers back in the picture. See, Satan, yes, I'm going to bring Satan up here. Satan loves broken families. Oh, he loves that shit. Because anytime you can take the father out of the picture, then you put extreme pressure on the mom. And now I'm going to go to my last point here. Might as well end on this one. Ladies, if you're married and you're not allowing your man to be the leader of the family, that's why your family is not working. I'll tell you that right now. Anything with two heads is a monster. Yep. Anything with two heads is a monster. And I'm here and I will say that all day long. I've had people get mad at me. I've had people unfriend me because of that view, but it's not my view. It's not my view. It's in the Bible. The man is supposed to be, now you might say, well, my man didn't want to be the leader. I get that part, but are you wanting him to be the leader? Are you really encouraging him to be the leader? Or you are the ones that wear the pants in the family? Think about that. These are all the things that keep America safe, by the way. Yes, having the husband or the man be the leader of the family, that keeps America safe. Because you know why? Alignment. We serve a God of order. And when you're out of order, you have freaking chaos. Total chaos when our country's out of order. Total chaos when the family's out of order. I said yesterday, I think it was yesterday, when I said that, you know, most of you know that I represent the Act for America now, right? Well, one of the things that we support is the nuclear family. And somebody said, what the heck is the nuclear family? The nuclear family is the core. Husband, wife, children. Husband, wife, children. Did you know that God only created one? In other words, he created man. He created Adam. And from Adam came Eve. Do the research. It's in the book. I'm not saying anything. These are not my ideas. These are God's ideas. It's not always, they're not very popular with the left. I'll tell you that right now. And there's some patriots that this is not a popular idea with. And you know what it is? I talked about it yesterday. Cognitive dissonance. Look up the word cognitive dissonance, and you'll see why some people just never go to another level. It's cognitive dissonance when they look at a business idea because it's a paradigm from the past. It's cognitive dissonance when they look at the family. It's cognitive dissonance when they start looking at how our country, what made our country great. And again, I'm not coming on here to be popular. I'm coming on here to send a message of freedom. The only way America stays safe, which means America will be free, is if all these things line up. When we line up again, that's why God said, when my, not when, he says, if my people will humble themselves and pray. You know who his people are? They're not the socialist people. I know that goes over like a dead rat sandwich, but the bottom line is the people that believe that our country was founded on Christian principles, guys. It really was. So if you don't like that, then go to the source, and you should know who the source is. I think I've said enough for right now. Nobody else is saying anything else. So that usually means my wife usually tells me it's time to get off. Let's see. Lori Love. Yes. Thank you, Lori. Alice Ewing, Sandra Ewing, Renee McKenzie. Thank you. Sheila Tolley. What did she say here? Yes, you are exactly right. Steve Harvey, my buddy Steve out there in Utah. I'll be out there soon. Lizzie D, Gloria Othello Thomas, Lori Love, Laura Hill Schaefer, Melissa Hunt. Guys, I want to tell you something. And for those that didn't chime in here, if you're a dad, I sincerely mean happy Father's Day. I just hope you are leading your family, because that's what keeps America safe. That's what keeps America great. So go out there, make it a great day. God bless you. God bless America. And I plan on being back later today with some important updates on the Patriot Business Network. We'll talk to you then.